Ever felt like life was just a roller coaster of emotions with ups and downs that you couldn't control? You're not alone. For centuries, philosophers have grappled with the same questions. What does it mean to live a good life? How can we find peace in a chaotic world? The ancient Stoics, with their emphasis on reason, virtue, and nature, offered some pretty practical advice. They weren't just a bunch of bearded guys sitting around in togas, pondering the meaning of life. Nope, these were real people who faced real-world problems, just like us. And they figured out some pretty cool stuff about how to live a happy and fulfilling life. Imagine this. You're stuck in traffic, your boss is breathing down your neck, and your favorite coffee shop is out of your favorite blend. It's enough to make anyone want to scream. But what if there was a way to stay calm and centered, even when things don't go your way? That's where Stoicism comes in. By following the Stoic Principles, you can develop a stronger mind, a more resilient spirit, and a greater sense of peace. In this article, we'll explore 10 key Stoic ideas that can help you navigate the ups and downs of life. We'll talk about everything from controlling what you can control to finding meaning in the face of adversity. So, if you're ready to take control of your life and find lasting happiness, grab a cup of coffee and let's dive in. Together, we'll explore the timeless wisdom of the Stoics and discover how it can be applied to our modern lives. Remember, peace isn't a destination, it's a journey. Let's get started. Lesson 1. Focus on what you can control. Ever felt like you're drowning in a sea of problems, most of which seem completely out of your hands? You're not alone. We've all been there. But the ancient Stoics had a pretty clever way of dealing with this universal human experience. They called it the dichotomy of control. Basically, it's about understanding that some things are within our power to change, and others are not. This might sound obvious, but it's a concept that many of us struggle to grasp. Why does this matter? Well, worrying about things you can't control is like trying to change the weather. It's a waste of energy and can lead to unnecessary stress and anxiety. Let's break it down. Things you can control. Your thoughts, your actions, your reactions, your relationships. Things you cannot control. The weather, other people's opinions, traffic jams, global events. So, what can you do? Identify your circle of influence. Make a list of the things you can actually control. Let go of what you can't. Accept that some things are simply out of your hands. Focus on the present moment. Instead of worrying about the future, focus on what you can do right now. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Imagine you're stuck in traffic. You could get angry and frustrated, or you could use that time to listen to a podcast or audiobook. The traffic jam itself is outside of your control, but your reaction is entirely up to you. By focusing on what you can control, you'll be better equipped to handle life's challenges and find inner peace. Let's try a little exercise. Think of a recent situation that stressed you out. What part of that situation was within your control and what wasn't? By understanding this distinction, you can start to develop a more resilient mindset. Remember, you have more power than you think. So, let's start using it wisely. Lesson 2. Practice mindfulness. Ever caught yourself lost in thought, replaying a past conversation, or worrying about the future? That's your mind wandering, and it's something we all do. But the Stoics had a way to bring us back to the present moment: mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about being fully aware of your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations. Why is mindfulness important? Reduces stress. By focusing on the present moment, you can let go of worries about the past or future. Improves focus. Mindfulness helps you concentrate better on the task at hand. Enhances self-awareness. You'll gain a deeper understanding of your thoughts and emotions. Boosts happiness. Mindfulness can increase positive emotions and overall well-being. How can you practice mindfulness? Meditation. This is the classic way to practice mindfulness. There are countless apps and guided meditations available to help you get started. Mindful eating. Pay attention to the taste, smell, and texture of your food. Mindful walking. Notice your surroundings, the feel of your feet on the ground, and your breath. Mindful breathing. Simply focus on your breath. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This suggests that rather than dwelling on abstract ideas, we should focus on our present actions and experiences. Imagine you're waiting in line at the grocery store. Instead of letting your mind wander to your to-do list, try focusing on your breathing. Notice the sensations in your body, the sounds around you, and the feeling of the line moving forward. By practicing mindfulness, you're essentially training your mind to be present. It's like building a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it becomes. Remember, mindfulness is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when you find it easy to stay present, and others when your mind wanders. That's okay. The important thing is to keep trying. Lesson 3. Cultivate virtue. Ever wondered why some people seem to handle life's challenges with such grace and resilience? It's often because they've cultivated certain virtues or character strengths that help them navigate life's ups and downs. For the Stoics, virtue wasn't just a concept, it was the cornerstone of a good life. They believed that by cultivating certain virtues, we could live more fulfilling and meaningful lives. What are these virtues? The Stoics identified 4 cardinal virtues. Wisdom. This involves understanding the world around you and making wise choices. Courage. This is the ability to face fear and adversity with strength. Justice. This is about treating others fairly and equitably. Temperance. This involves self-control and moderation. Why is cultivating virtue important? Inner peace. Virtuous actions lead to a clear conscience and a sense of contentment. Strong relationships. Virtuous people tend to build stronger and more meaningful relationships. Resilience. Virtues help us bounce back from setbacks and challenges. How can you cultivate virtue in your own life? Identify your weaknesses. What areas do you need to improve in? Set small, achievable goals. Start by making small changes to your daily habits. Practice gratitude. Focusing on the positive can help cultivate virtues like kindness and generosity. Seek out virtuous role models. Learn from the examples of people who embody the virtues you admire. Be patient. Cultivating virtue is a lifelong journey. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, often reflected on his own character and how he could improve. He wrote extensively in his personal journal, Meditations, about the importance of living virtuously. Let's take courage as an example. Perhaps you're afraid of public speaking. To cultivate courage, you could start by joining a public speaking club or volunteering to give a small presentation at work. Remember, every small act of virtue brings you closer to becoming the person you want to be. Lesson 4. Embrace discomfort. We all avoid discomfort, right? It's human nature. But what if I told you that embracing discomfort is actually the key to personal growth? The Stoics, those ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, were big fans of a little discomfort. They believed that by intentionally putting themselves in uncomfortable situations, they could build resilience, strengthen their character, and appreciate the good things in life. Why would anyone want to be uncomfortable? Well, think of it like this. Muscles don't grow unless they're challenged. The same goes for our minds. By stepping outside of our comfort zones, we force ourselves to adapt and grow. Here are a few ways to embrace discomfort. Try something new. Learn a new language, take a dance class, or volunteer for a cause you care about. Step outside of your comfort zone. Say yes to opportunities that scare you a little. Practice minimalism. Get rid of things you don't need and simplify your life. Cold showers. This might sound crazy, but the cold shock can help you build mental toughness. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When we face discomfort, we have a choice. We can either let it defeat us, or we can use it as an opportunity to grow. Let's say you're really scared of public speaking. Instead of avoiding it, you could join a public speaking group or volunteer to give a presentation at work. At first, it might be terrifying, but with each experience, you'll become more confident. Remember, discomfort is temporary. The feeling of fear or anxiety will eventually pass. What remains is the knowledge that you've overcome a challenge and grown as a person. Lesson 5. Practice gratitude. Ever stop to think about all the good things in your life? It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind and forget about the blessings we have. The Stoics, with their emphasis on living in the present moment, understood the power of gratitude. What is gratitude anyway? It's more than just saying thank you. Gratitude is a conscious recognition of the good things in your life. It's a shift in perspective from focusing on what you lack to appreciating what you have. Why is gratitude important? Boosts happiness. Gratitude can increase positive emotions and overall well-being. Reduces stress. Focusing on the positive can help alleviate stress and anxiety. Improves relationships. Gratitude can strengthen your bonds with others. Enhances sleep. Practicing gratitude before bed can lead to better sleep. How can you cultivate gratitude? Gratitude journal. Write down a few things you're grateful for each day. Gratitude meditation. Focus on things you're thankful for during your meditation practice. Express gratitude to others. Tell people how much they mean to you. Find the silver lining. Even in difficult situations, try to find something to be grateful for. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "Count your garden not by the flowers, but by the weeds you have pulled up." This means that we should focus on the progress we've made, rather than dwelling on what we haven't achieved. Imagine you've had a tough day at work. Instead of focusing on all the things that went wrong, try to think of one positive thing that happened. Maybe a colleague complimented your work, or you learned something new. Gratitude is a skill that can be learned. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes. Let's try a quick gratitude exercise. Think of 3 things you're grateful for right now. It could be anything, from your health to your friends and family. By practicing gratitude, you're not only improving your mental health, but also creating a more positive outlook on life. Lesson 6. Let go of the past. Ever found yourself stuck in the past, replaying old memories or regrets? It's a common human experience, but the Stoics had a wise perspective on this. The past is over. Dwelling on it only robs us of the present moment. Why is it so hard to let go of the past? Well, it's natural to feel attached to our experiences, both good and bad. But holding on to the past can lead to a lot of negative emotions like sadness, anger, and regret. It can also prevent us from moving forward and creating a better future. So, how can we let go of the past? Accept what happened. You can't change the past, so it's important to accept it. Learn from your mistakes. Use past experiences as opportunities to grow and learn. Focus on the present. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Practice forgiveness. Forgive yourself and others for past mistakes. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." This means that our happiness and well-being are largely determined by our thoughts. By focusing on the present moment and letting go of the past, we can create a more positive and fulfilling life. Imagine you had a falling out with a friend. You might spend a lot of time thinking about what went wrong and feeling hurt. But by dwelling on the past, you're only prolonging your suffering. Instead, you could try to understand the situation from their perspective and forgive them. Remember, the past is a valuable teacher, but it shouldn't be our prison. Lesson 7. Don't fear the future. Ever lost sleep worrying about what tomorrow might bring? It's a common human trait, but the Stoics, those ancient philosophers who valued reason and virtue, had a different perspective. The future is uncertain, and worrying about it is a waste of energy. Why is it so hard to let go of our fears about the future? Well, the unknown can be scary. We like to feel in control, and the future is, by definition, out of our control. But constantly worrying about what might happen can lead to anxiety, stress, and a decrease in our overall quality of life. So how can we overcome our fear of the future? Focus on the present. Instead of worrying about what might happen tomorrow, focus on what you can do today. Plan, but don't obsess. It's okay to make plans, but don't get too attached to them. Things don't always go as planned, and that's okay. Embrace uncertainty. The future is uncertain by nature. Accepting this can help reduce anxiety. Practice mindfulness. By focusing on the present moment, you can quiet your mind and reduce worries about the future. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means that we can't control external events, but we can control our reactions to them. Imagine you're applying for a new job. You might be nervous about the interview and worried about whether or not you'll get the job. Instead of dwelling on these worries, focus on preparing for the interview. Do your research, practice your answers, and go into the interview with a positive attitude. Remember, the future is not set in stone. You have the power to shape your own destiny. Lesson 8. Seek knowledge. Ever felt like you're missing out on something, like there's always more to learn? That feeling is a natural human instinct. The Stoics, those ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, placed a high value on knowledge, believing it was essential for a good life. Why is knowledge so important? Empowerment. Knowledge gives you the tools to make informed decisions and take control of your life. Growth. Learning new things keeps your mind sharp and helps you grow as a person. Connection. Shared knowledge can foster deeper connections with others. Perspective. Knowledge helps you see the world from different perspectives, fostering empathy and understanding. How can you cultivate a love of learning? Read. Whether it's fiction, non-fiction, or poetry, reading exposes you to new ideas and perspectives. Take classes, enroll in a course or workshop to learn something new. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions and seek out information. Embrace lifelong learning. Make learning a part of your daily routine. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "To be ignorant of what occurred before you were born is to remain always a child." This means that understanding history and the knowledge of those who came before us is essential for personal growth. Imagine you're trying to solve a problem at work. By researching the issue and learning from the experiences of others, you're more likely to find a solution. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know, the more equipped you are to handle life's challenges. Lesson 9. Practice self-discipline. Ever started a new diet or workout routine only to give up a few days later? That's where self-discipline comes in. It's the ability to do what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. The Stoics, those ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, were all about self-discipline. They believed that by controlling our impulses and desires, we could achieve a greater sense of freedom and happiness. Why is self-discipline so important? Goal achievement. It's the key to reaching your goals, whether it's getting a promotion or writing a book. Stress reduction. Self-discipline can help you manage stress by creating healthy habits. Improved relationships. By being more disciplined with your time and energy, you can strengthen your relationships. Increased self-esteem. Achieving your goals through self-discipline can boost your self-confidence. How can you cultivate self-discipline? Start small. Begin with small, achievable goals and gradually increase the difficulty. Create a routine. Establish a daily routine to help you stay on track. Find an accountability partner. Having someone to check in with can help you stay motivated. Reward yourself. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means that we can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond. Imagine you're trying to eat healthier. When you're tempted to reach for a piece of junk food, remind yourself of your goal and choose a healthier option instead. Remember, self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Lesson 10. Live in accordance with nature. Ever felt a deep connection to the natural world? The Stoics, ancient philosophers, believed that living in harmony with nature was key to a good life. It's not just about camping or gardening. It's about understanding our place in the universe and aligning our lives with the natural order. What does living in accordance with nature mean? It means recognizing that we are part of a larger system and that our happiness and well-being are connected to the health of the planet. It's about accepting the impermanence of things, embracing change, and finding contentment in the simple things. Why is this important? Reduced stress. Connecting with nature can reduce stress and anxiety. Increased well-being. Spending time in nature can boost your mood and overall happiness. Greater perspective. Nature can help you see the bigger picture and appreciate life's simple pleasures. Environmental stewardship. It promotes a sense of responsibility for the planet. How can you live more in accordance with nature? Spend time outdoors, go for walks, hikes, or simply sit in a park. Mindful consumption. Make conscious choices about what you buy and consume. Reduce waste. Minimize your environmental impact by reducing, reusing, and recycling. Connect with others. Build relationships with people who share your values. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This means that our perceptions of the world are shaped by our experiences and beliefs. By connecting with nature, we can gain a more objective perspective. Imagine feeling overwhelmed by the hustle and bustle of city life. Taking a walk in a nearby park can help you feel more grounded and connected to something larger than yourself. Remember, you are a part of nature. By living in harmony with it, you're not only helping the planet, but also improving your own life. So, there you have it. 10 Stoic principles to help you navigate life's ups and downs by focusing on what you can control, practicing gratitude, and cultivating virtue. You can cultivate a sense of inner peace that no external circumstance can disturb. Remember, Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending everything is always rosy. It's about understanding that our happiness doesn't depend on external factors, but rather on our internal state. It's about finding wisdom in adversity and gratitude in the simple things. The Stoics were onto something big. Their ideas have stood the test of time, and they're just as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. By incorporating these principles into your life, you'll not only improve your own well-being, but you'll also become a more resilient, compassionate, and fulfilled individual. Think of it this way. Life is a journey, not a destination. There will always be obstacles and challenges along the way, but by embracing a Stoic mindset, you'll be better equipped to handle whatever life throws your way. So, what are you waiting for? Start small. Choose 1 or 2 principles to focus on, and gradually incorporate them into your daily life. Before you know it, you'll be living a more peaceful, fulfilling, and meaningful existence. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Now, go forth and conquer.